What's up everyone, V here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Superior Spiderman from Marvel. I never really know what to say when it's just like a comic figure from, and it doesn't say anything specific, because usually I'm like, Marvel Legends blank from blank, but this time it's from the comics, guys. He's one of those comic book guys. But yeah, this Superior Spider-Man, as he appears in the comics, of course. I do not know much about him, but unlike most videos, I actually looked him up. This is also not my first take. I tried to record it after the Deadpool and Wolverine. The hell were those called? What brand were they? I forget, but like the previous review, these guys. Also, go check out that review. That's also my most watched vid on the channel, which is pretty exciting. Thank you all for that. But, I didn't look him up that time, and I was just guesstimating. But this time I did look him up. And apparently, something happens. Doc Ock swaps his mind into Peter Parker's body. Peter Parker maybe dies? It was a little bit of a question mark. And then Peter's final words inspires him to actually be a superhero. So, as opposed to what I thought, which was Spider-Man, but maybe evil, it's actually, oh, Doc Ock in Spider-Man's body, but he's trying to be Spider-Man still, and trying to do good, which is a very interesting concept. It's definitely better than just, oh, Spider-Man, but he's evil now. And my god, is Bro dripped out. They went insane with the design. This is such a cool design. It's still got classic Spidey, but unique enough. It's got a lot of like Scarlet Spider hints to it. I don't know if that's like intentional. Hold up, that reminded me. I just remembered like a bunch of different Spidey figures I want to compare him to. But yeah, it's definitely got like, oh, never mind. I'm cooked. I was gonna say Scarlet Spider, and then I forgot, straight up forgot that the colors are swapped. But it's more like the time Spider-Man became an assassin. But yeah, I really like this design, and I really like this figure. Water time. This is a great figure. Might be my favorite Spidey figure. It's a bold statement, but I'll explain exactly why. Also, if I'm like vaguely slurring my words, or like take a drink of water, or stop, I have like a cut in my mouth, in my lip, and it really stings, and it really stings when I talk, which isn't great for making videos. But it's been like 2 weeks since I last uploaded, and I'm like, I gotta make something. So if there's just weird pauses or whatever, it's because my mouth's in pain. But you know what? It is what it is. We gotta trudge through it for the people, for the fans, for all those subscribers out there that are like, oh my god, a new video. I hope there's people out there like that. I know these aren't the greatest reviews, but you know, we just chilling, we having fun. Anyway, back to Dr. Parker right here. Might be my favorite Spidey figure, and at least Spidey mold. And again, I'll explain why in a minute. But before that, packaging time. This is the newer Marvel Legends packaging, the new like square package, and I honestly like it. Mostly because like it's kind of duping me into thinking these figures are like insanely elite, because this is like how those like anniversary package, like the 80 years of Marvel or the first 10 years of MCU Infinity Saga figures. It reminds me of that packaging, and it just makes it seem more premium, even though it's just a regular Marvel Legends now. But you got Marvel celebrating 85 years. Oh, I didn't even notice that there. 4+ Hasbro celebrating Marvel Legends. Oh no, celebrating Marvel. A nice little shot of Bro here, and then bigger shot of Bro here, just coming right at you. Nice little shot. Is there something in his eyes? Oh no, it's just kind of looks like he has pupils. I don't really like that. But yeah, packaging's whatever. We're here for the figure, and the figure is awesome. I mean, I've said that like 3 times already, but like, one thing I want to get out the way is the arms. I don't care for the arms. That is not to say the arms are bad. I just don't like arms on figures. Bringing in a couple comparisons. Here he is next to Iron Spider, whose arms are bent to hell and back, and Doc Ock to get some like arm boy, and it's just, they're really finicky and really annoying. His are probably the most pleasant to deal with, because they can articulate, but they're not like the bendy ones like him that get really annoying. It's just the thing, like, it makes it hard for me to, like, pose it around and have fun because the arm's getting in the way. But the arms aren't bad. That's just a personal pet peeve of mine that I don't care for. But the arms aren't bad. They got, like, hinge and rotation here, 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 and here. They look nice. They got, like, a pretty good sculpt. Not both, there's 4 of them, plug into the backpack there. And you can remove them. I think I have them in right. I think it's supposed to curve up, curve, curve, curve. Could be wrong. But yeah, you can get them into some pretty wild poses. But again, I'm not the biggest fan of them, so I'll be taking them off and never touching them after this video. But good thing is, you don't have to deal with those bullet holes in his back, because one of his accessories is a back piece, which is really cool. You can just plug that in there, and his look is complete. His ankles were forward because he had so much weight on his back. But yeah, speaking of accessories, he comes with a decent amount. On him right now is a fist and a thwip, like I always do. Second to get a Spidey figure, fist, thwip, and those are the only hands that I ever mess with. It's got a nice red on the inside, which is cool. But of course, he comes with alternate thwip, alternate fist, because, I mean, how could you not? Unless you're, you know, what is it? This guy? I'm pretty sure he only came with 1 thwip and 1 fist. He's kind of similar to this guy, color-wise and everything. Goofy Spidey, but you know what? I still love him. Then he comes with claw hands. Bro thinks he's Miguel O'Hara. They look cool. I do say that. Hopefully, gives us more hope that we'll get a new 2099 figure, because that old one, dear God, outdated as hell. But yeah, looks really cool. Got the red on the inside. And finally, he comes with an alternate head. You're probably asking, what's the difference? The lenses, but also just the eyes in general, are shaped differently on this. I don't care for how they're shaped here. I definitely prefer the sharpness of how they're shaped here, but also these are just plain white eyes, whereas this one has like this effect, and it looks like crap from up close, but when you put them far away, it kind of looks like it's trying to give the like mirage of like the city skyline, I believe, reflecting in his lenses. And that's such a cool concept, and I thought at first I was going to hate it in person, but I love it, because number one, it's a unique Spidey. Might as well make him as unique as possible, because like we have like 50 of like the red and blue, but like I like how unique this is, and yeah, they do give you the other option, but I don't know, I just like it. It's cool, it's different. I wouldn't mind seeing this again, honestly, if done good again as well. But yeah, accessories out of the way. Why do I think this is the best Spidey figure? Again, this is subjective as hell. I'm not saying this is the definitive Spidey figure, and everyone's gonna flame me being like, how dare you say such a thing? Amazing Fantasy or Renew Your Vows is infinitely better. But I'll explain why. Bringing in the aforementioned boys, this mold is still incredibly fun. I think it's one of the most fun Marvel figures, or just figures in general, I've ever had. I love it. I don't care for it as Peter Parker or Spider-Man. It's too bulky. It's definitely like way too big, way too bulky, way too muscular. I definitely prefer the more slimmed down look of Amazing Fantasy. But the articulation on him is way better than him. You just get more range with the ab crunch and diaphragm than on this one. But like, I prefer the size, I prefer the proportions, and I prefer the look of this. I think a lot of people complain that the shoulders are too low on this mold, whereas this one is a bit better and everything. But yeah, I feel like this guy combines both of these guys into one great figure. He does reuse the legs, 100% the legs of the Renew Your Vows body. And I can't tell what arms. I don't think they're new arms. Well, the lower part is. But, like, I feel like they're not these arms, that's for sure. I don't know. Because I thought it was, like, the bicep of this guy. Because they're very similar, but it doesn't have the little tab thing. Unless they filled it. I don't know. Is it the same as this one? Oh, it's definitely not the same as that one. I don't know. Maybe it's just a completely new arm. I might be wrong. But yeah, and they chose not to give him the ab crunch diaphragm and just a normal crunch, which honestly I kind of prefer, because as cool as the ab crunch diaphragm is, I feel like I never get really good articulation out of it. I feel like, yeah, it looks a lot more natural, a lot more smoother, but like I feel like the ab crunch just ends up getting it to arch back and arch forward infinitely more than like this, because like this guy can get that far forward. The diaphragm doesn't really move, whereas this guy can get so much further down. And honestly, I kind of prefer it that way. And proportionally, I think this figure is great. Like, I feel like the shoulders aren't insanely low. They're like at the perfect height. And he's got like the perfect mix of both of those, where he's not as huge and hulking as Renew Your Vows, but he's still got a bit of the muscularness of that mixed with the height and like proportions of the Amazing Fantasy. In conclusion, at least for me, I think this is the perfect Spidey mold, and I hope to God they reuse it for a traditional Spider-Man. Please, Hasbro, I'm begging you. Throw new lower arm, like, throw new forearms on. Paint it up like this guy and give it to me, please. It would look so good. It'd be my favorite Spider-Man figure, honestly. Anyway, enough gassing up this guy. Let's actually look at him, because the paint job is pretty good as well. Ignoring the eyes, which we've talked about, I love the webbing on this design, because it actually looks like spider webbing, because a lot of spider webs, it's not really consistent. It's a bit chaotic. It's a bit wild. Also like how that kind of like captures the chaotic and wildness of this Spidey. It's a really cool and unique design, and I wouldn't mind more Spideys going with the more not as symmetrical like webbing, because honestly it looks really cool and it's really done. It's done really well here. Now most of the figure is just black. It's kind of giving Miles Morales a bit. But yeah, it looks really cool. Got the backpack there. Overall, really like it. They got these gauntlets. I don't know if they're like web shooters or not, because like they're on the outside, but they look cool. And isn't that what really matters? I mean, I was gonna look at a Doc Ock, but I only have the weird animated one, so I don't know if it's like a part Doc Ock or something. I don't know. But yeah, and then you got his Spidey symbol, which does flow through the butterfly joint. Forgot the name of it there. And it is painted on the inside of both as well. And then just traditional abs. And then quite possibly the most bodacious booty I've ever seen on a Spider-Man figure. That is all the way up his crack. There's even like a little indent there. It's literally, he has to be in pain. That is way too tight. Lord. And then you get to the feet. Got a bit of red, which is nice. So yeah, he's just really well proportioned. It looks really cool, and it's really fun. I really like him. He's already... Mentally, I still think it's like middle of the year, but it's September. I was gonna say, he's already top 10 figure of the year, thinking there's still so much more year left, but isn't there like October, November, December? basically like 3.5, 4 months. Whew. I do not like that. 2025 is next year. Why does that feel... That sounds insane. Doesn't that sound insane? That is mentally insane. Oh my god. Anyway, articulation-wise, before we start spiraling, he has a ball hinge, not a dumbbell joint. Another irk. Dumbbell joints do not look up well. Ball hinge gets up way higher, although I don't know why it's so tight there, but he looks down pretty well. Rotates. Not as much bob, but I don't care about the bob. Arm moves out. Oh my god. It goes out really high. Be careful, though. If you get it too high, you might accidentally break it trying to bring it down. Arm rotates. Butterfly. Bicep. Little thin there, but I'm not too worried about it. Double jointed elbow. Little tight. Hinge in and out, and a rotation. Like I mentioned before, ab crunch, which crunches really far forward and really far back. Crunches really far back, and the paint goes up as well, but you might kind of start popping this off a bit. Waist rotation. Legs move that far forward. Not really far back because of his bodacious booty. It does have the, like, drop-down hips, so you can get... Come on, come on. Some insane splits, which is nice. But when you bring it in, he kind of looks a bit awkward, so you gotta, like, push it up. That leg is really stiff. Thigh rotation, double jointed knee, boot cut, rocker, up and down, and then a toe joint. Not a big fan of the toe joints. Another hot take. Was I given hot takes? I don't know. It's really like flimsy and just irritates me, and I don't use it enough for it to be cool. Now, people who do those insane photo shoots, it's probably really cool for, and they probably love it. But me personally, I don't really care for it. If it wasn't on a Spidey figure, I could live with it. But yeah, comparison time. He is a decently sized boy. I don't know the age of him at the time of this, but he is around the same height as the Amazing Fantasy. But we're not going to talk about this just yet. We're going to get into our regularly scheduled comparisons beforehand. Here he is next to a Star Wars Black Series Clone Trooper and a Transformers Voyager class. This is Dinobot. Kinda. He's just ever so slightly taller than him. And for some 7-inch scale boys, here's a DC McFarlane Black Manta and a Jazzwares Halo 3 Master Chief. Definitely towers above, bro. Now, for an insane amount of Spidey fun, because I love Spider-Man so much, but beforehand, the previous reviews, Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh yeah, and because they're part of, like, kind of the same wave, the Wolverine. Go check out that video, too. But yeah, now for just a bunch of red and black Spidey-related characters. The previous mentioned Renew Your Vows and Amazing Fantasy Spideys. Love me a red and black Spidey. If I was designing a Spider-Man suit, which I have, I forget if I posted it on my Instagram, MoonandXO, but I do have a design. And for some more red and black goodies, here he is next to that Assassin Spidey and Last Stand Spider-Man. I've done videos on both of them, I believe, if you want to check those out. And finally, some Ben Reilly fun, Scarlet Spider, and Spider-Man. So yeah, desperately need a new version of this guy. This figure, I don't care for that head sculpt. Is that everything? Is that all the people I wanted to compare him to? Oh yeah. And Iron Spider. Also, I take the arms off the Iron Spider, mostly because they're bent to hell, because I put them in a bag. But yeah, I put them on for this video, but I'm going to instantly take them off. You know what? We're going to take them off right now. I am an avid arms on characters hater. Look at that. So much cleaner, so much nicer. But yeah. So do I recommend this figure? Yeah, I've been gassing him up this entire video. I really like him. He's really fun. He's a really fun boy. I think he's definitely, probably, at least mold-wise, my favorite Spidey. He kind of, like, combines everything that's worked in the past. I'm not good at posing, by the way, if you can't tell. He kind of combines, like, the old Spidey tooling with newer Spidey tooling to make what I think is a phenomenal Spidey, and I'm not doing him justice with this pose. Dear God. Okay, we're gonna put him in a neutral pose, because this isn't the figure not being able to be posed well, this is me not having the capabilities to pose an action figure decently. He's just gonna be cheering, hooray! So yeah, I definitely recommend him. He's a solid 8.59 out of 10. Call me a glazer, because I'm glazing this boy right here. Anyway, that sounded wrong. Anyway, like, subscribe, check out my previous reviews. A lot of Marvel stuff. Next review is going to be some more Marvel stuff. And maybe Transformers, if I have the willpower to record that tonight. And, yeah, check out my Instagram, MoonandXO. I'm doing a lot of... There's, like, a 3-month gap between posts. But I do a lot of music-related stuff. I do some guitar stuff. I'm not good at guitar. I'm learning. But you can watch my process of learning a bunch of different songs there. And just talk to me if you want. Even though I am very socially awkward and never like talking to people. But, you know, I try. Anyway. Like I said, this guy's awesome. Highly recommend him. And that's about it. Hopefully you had a wonderful day. And peace.